Happy Friday, everybody. Today we're looking at the Intermountain covered hoppers. All right, so jumping right into this, a little bit of a disappointment on these, and probably going to be a little more lengthy review than you're used to seeing here. So we're going to kind of dig into the detail on these and go over some of the things that I'm a little unhappy about and some of the things that have seemed to have been pretty good on these. And so I ended up getting these as a 4-pack. Basically, these are the BNSF Heritage paint covered hoppers. And like the Great Northern one you see here, I got one road number of this. I got one with the Santa Fe livery, one with Northern Pacific, and then one with the BN logo. And these are relatively premium priced cars. And I've honestly been looking at them for quite a while. I have mentioned several times that I have been in the market for a really long unit grain train, and essentially you can get 3 or 4 of each of these in various different road numbers. And so these could have been a really good option to have, you know, a really cool looking BNSF unit grain train. And so I figured this 4-pack that I came across at, I will admit, a little bit higher price than I would like to pay on some of my rolling stock. I delved in and I thought I would give them a try. I don't have any other Intermountain rolling stock that I know of, so this was going to be a bit of a new experience for me. And when I found them, you know, they have some of the details that other people like, you know, metal wheels and relatively high detail. And honestly, when I got them, I had a lot of reliability issues, and I've been really disappointed if I'm being honest with you. But let's go ahead and look at the good stuff here. We'll bring one into view and take a nice up close look, go over the things I really like about these, and then we will talk about the pitfalls that I have on these. We will just pull the Great Northern one here into frame, and I'll get zoomed in on it. Okay, we're nice and zoomed in, so let's just take a quick look here. One thing about these cars that they do stand a little bit above all of the rest of my covered hoppers that I currently own. The walkway and the tank lids are separately applied and have excellent detail. They really look nice. They're super consistent and all really high detail on all 4 of them. So lot to lot, they're probably really good. On the side here, the ladders are nice and crisp. The decal or paint work on these is really nice. The lettering is absolutely readable at magnification, and the mold is really nice and crisp as well. There are straight lines, and there's not any body defects in any of these that I could find. And I don't believe this is actually a set that you can buy. I think this was put together by the previous owner. These have Microtrains like wheel sets, and we'll get to that in a bit here. They do come with metal wheels if that's your thing. I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest with you. But I do like the look that these have. The darkened finish on the metal is a nice touch, and they really do look nice when they are functioning properly and rolling down the rails. Truck mount couplers on these, again, not a problem for me. Some people, I have been finding out, distaste for those, but whatever there. I'm going to swap this to look at the end here real quick like. And then looking at the end here, again, front and nose, or nose and tail numbering schemes up here at the top, which is nice. Good detail work here as well. I mean, it is everywhere else on the car. You can see air hoses running there into the car. Nice separately applied detail that adds a little extra for the money you pay on these things. And again, handbrake and chain are totally visible and look really nice on this. And in case you wanted to see, here is the Santa Fe. Burlington Northern, and Northern Pacific. So now that you see this car in front of you, I want to bring up some of the issues that I ran into with these. And if you haven't noticed, this has microtrains trucks underneath it, and for a specific reason. I am wondering if the guy that sold these to me, he said they were new in box, but I wonder if he was running into reliability issues with these, and that's why he ended up selling them. Of all of these cars, the only one that I have had good luck with is this car right here. So far, this particular car has run flawless for me, and I was messing with it to do a little bit of testing, and I was trying to figure out what was causing issues with these cars. So I ended up just trying to test. I cut one of the airline hoses on these because they do stick out rather far, to see if on my working one compared to a couple that weren't working, if it made any difference. So airlines were cut on this. I did that to do some testing, but so far 1 out of the 3 has been awesome. This one's been perfectly reliable, and I haven't had any issues with it, and it still has the original truck set underneath it. Now, when I jumped to the Great Northern and the Santa Fe one, absolutely unreliable through any turnout. I cannot put any weight on these. I can't pull them at the front of a train without having them derail coming into and out of corners. They will not go through turnouts. If there's not much behind them, they can be pulled through. If you try to push them through a turnout, they will derail almost every time. And I will do a quick demo of this here. So let me go ahead and set up for that. Okay, here's a demonstration of what I have been seeing going on. I have this hooked up to a dummy engine, and keep an eye on the frog in this turnout here. I'm just going to slowly back it through here. And bingo, right there. Every time these cars go through a turnout, that happens. Whether you're actually going through the turnout or you're just moving straight through it, something happens and they try to derail. Of course, that time it didn't happen, but to the best of my knowledge, there it goes again. It's not the wheel sets. I have measured, and the trucks that do it versus the trucks that don't, all the wheel sets with a micrometer measure all the same, other than the wheel flanges can be a little bit thick. I have tested them on my microtrains, little block that has all the tests on it, and they all fit pretty well, other than the flanges and the wheels are a little bit big. So I'm not really sure what's actually causing these to derail, if it's just a deficiency in the trucks or what have you. So issues with reliability aside, the other car that I had to deal with is the one you have in front of you. And this one has a microtrains conversion that I did on it. It was suffering from the same issues that those other two were. It was derailing all the time. And I thought it was because every time these derail when they're going across the turnout, they short the trip protection. I thought this one was having that same issue. And so I ended up putting it on a piece of track because it was doing some odd things that is completely separate from my layout, and it was tripping the circuit protection every time it would go across a turnout in the through direction. And it wasn't derailing. And so I started ohm testing the wheel set on it, and I had a small amount of current that I could run through one of the wheels. And because these are Intermountain, I don't have any extra wheel sets for them, and Microtrain's plastic wheels don't fit them. So I ended up doing a conversion to, Microtrain's trucks. And so far, this thing has been 100% reliable after that. I can put a bunch of cars behind it. It's relatively stable. It pulls good. You can You can run a lot of stuff behind it, not have to worry about it tipping over. It, couples just fine with the other Intermountain car that does run good. And so that's a little bit frustrating to me because we need to talk about price on these now. On eBay, most of the train sites, you're basically right about $30 a car. If you buy them in lots, sometimes you can get them a little bit cheaper, 3 cars for $85. Some of them even go up into the, the hundreds. So you're looking at $30 to $35 a car. And I picked these up for just shy of $30 a car. And honestly, if all of these run as good as these, they're a bunk deal. I wouldn't bother buying them. And I tried chalking it up to my track work, but I had bad wheels on one of them. And even on my areas where I have really good track work, I don't have any grades to deal with. I'm still having derailing problems going through my turnouts, like in my yard and whatnot. It's relatively well put together, and these things just will not push through one of those. And honestly, in that $30 to $35 range, there's cars like the Microtrains ones that have body-mounted couplers, and they run super reliably, and they look just as nice as these. And I'm having to do, on most of them, I'm looking at doing a Microtrains conversion to make them reliable, and that's another $5 per car. So I'm personally into these probably roughly $35 a car, and now we're talking huge money for something that I think on the top end is probably a $35 or $30 car. I think that's a good price for these if you could find them for that, if they were running reliably. So I'm a little bit torn. I think I'm gonna try to get some more of these in the future just to see if the guy on eBay was lying to me and they weren't actually new and he was running into reliability issues, so he sold them to me. Also, if anyone's out there wants to reach out to me, and yeah, I've had really good luck and maybe has some video of them running, that would be cool. But honestly, I gotta say, everybody stay away from these things. They're a no-go. So appreciate you guys stopping by. I will see you this Sunday for the SD70 ACE review. These cables are pretty cool. I think it's going to be a neat video. And then when we're done with that, I'm going to jump into starting to detail the 844. And that'll be my next kind of series for, making engines look, higher quality than what you get them for. So thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you this Sunday.